the Lakers. Everybody was crowning them 3-0.
Stop it.
Oh, my God. Look at the difference. Look at the difference between J.J. Redick and Darvin Ham sandwich.
You didn't see it?
Look at the difference. Oh,
night and day.
Look at this night and day. They're 3-0. They look great. Now they just had a 1-4 road trip where they gave up over 100 points in 130 points in 3 of those games.
They lost to the Pistons.
My goodness gracious. And now, and then here's J.J. Redick after that horrible road trip where he's praising LeBron.
Amen.
And ripping
D-Lo.
Everybody else. And it's just so easy. What a shocker. The guy who got him the job, the guy he shared a podcast with, that's the guy that he's stroking and telling everybody he's great. Okay?
Hold up.
All right, but it in their face big. That's right, but we got the sound. Here's J.J. Redick. I don't know if this was in the press conference or
on the podcast or on a phone call or
or he was something else. Let's do it.
I heard that. It
was fantastic tonight. He played hard. Almost 40 years old and played the hardest on our team. Says a lot about him.
JJ, you're talking a lot about two or three guys, getting them to put in the effort. You've talked a lot about wanting to play hard and LeBron being the guy that played hard in tonight's game. How do you address that with the team? What's your philosophy for approaching that?
I just did.
And he drops the mic like he's somebody special. Like, oh, you see what I did? I was in the press conference with the press, and they had me a question, and I dropped the mic and walked out. I'm so proud of myself.
Rob G, I got to deal with this for 82 games?
Yes, you do. After a 1-4 road trip where you lost to the Pistons? Seriously.
Yeah, you did lose to the Pistons.
Come on, dude.
Pistons was shot. They looked up, they said, excuse me, y'all, the scoreboard's broken. They said we won.
They
were like, no, y'all won.
And this is the problem with the whole LeBron and J.J. Redick, because it just feels weird. You already know because of the backstory, right? We all know LeBron helped him get hired. They could say that he didn't have anything to do with it.
He did not. He said he didn't, Rob.
Yeah, okay.
He said he didn't, Rob. Stop
Kelvin,
it.
come on, Kelvin.
Hey, he said he had nothing to do with it. He had nothing to do with Darvin Ham getting fired.
Kelvin.
Nothing to do with nothing.
You ain't that naive.
He was in Malibu hanging out with the family.
I know it's Eastern Michigan, but we will take that degree away.
He was shocked. He was shocked. He was like, wait, we hired who?
I know other people went to Eastern Michigan. They're not that gullible. They're not gullible there.
Nah, listen, man. You
know what I'm saying? It just comes off bad.
The one bad part about this is
D'Angelo Russell. You want a gang up on D'Angelo Russell. Okay.
Well, so there's a couple of things to dissect here. One, he's obviously gonna be praising LeBron. That's his guy. They sip wine together. But the problem is with Anthony Davis being out, if you kind of watch the games, he's kind of right in that LeBron and a couple other guys were playing hard. D'Angelo has to figure out that D smooth, kind of being the D cool, I go my own pace and I kind of, that ain't going to cut it for everybody. And I'm not saying J.J. Redick is Pat Riley or Phil Jackson has this.
That's what they were trying to claim.
That's what they were. But he ain't that. But what I do think he is trying to say is, and you know this, even in our profession, anything, the least we can do is effort.
No, I get
that.
Like,
we might not have the scheme yet. We're trying to figure this out. Are we a defensive team? Are we a fast offensive paced team? It's almost like a given, right? First thing I can X out is we're going to work hard. We're going to have effort. Like, that should be a given. And I think he's trying to establish that early. I'll give him that. That, man, if I can at least hold these guys to being accountable for the effort that they give, then at least from there, the floor is taken care of, right? This is the baseline. This is the given. This is I expect you to work hard, to bring it, show effort. Then we start to figure out the rest of who we are, find our identity, find out who can do what, find out our rotations. And I think he's trying to set that baseline of like, man, I'm not going to accept that. I can accept you going 5 for 20 tonight. Shots don't fall sometime. I can expect you having turnovers because maybe you're too hard to get your teammates the ball. I can't have, and this is a bad one, because Rob G, you watch all these Laker games. One thing, and you know how I feel about LeBron. That's my man's $100,000. But one thing about LeBron,
what did he do? Wink at you once or something?
I've just been a fan. But listen, don't play with me. Don't play with me. But
he gave him a pound.
LeBron ain't necessarily one for effort at this point, Rob G. Am I lying? I'll be the first. man, he will stand up straight and let a guy go by him sometimes. And it's like, Ole!
A statue.
He is a statue. So you know I'm going to keep it real.
He's perfected the standing point defense.
He is like me
and
when I got blamed something on my kids. Then I Brick, you the one I said, girl, that LeBron is that now, Rob. So the bad part is I think he's saying, man, that guy can't be having more effort than you. That guy can't, because we know LeBron effort is minimal a lot of times because bro's just trying to save it for hopefully the postseason.
I get that, but when you enter into a working relationship with somebody like that, the other guys in the locker room, they know, and they're like, oh, you hear that? He all there talking about
loving
LeBron.
up on him.
Exactly.
I agree. It
makes it tough where you could lose guys, or people start to tune you out because they're like, this is crazy. Like we've watched LeBron too not play defense.
Without a doubt.
And where's
it's a mixtape of it.
And we want to hear him stand there and give LeBron the business.
I wonder if he will.
Well, but that's why I think if you're really J.J. Redick and you want to get people to buy into you, like your first time with LeBron,
go at him.
And let people know that I'm going after LeBron. I'm going after you if you don't do what you're supposed to do. But just to praise LeBron and all that, and then want to attack. And I'm not saying D'Angelo Russell didn't deserve it, but it just comes off as preferential treatment, and that's the way people are going to take it.
I think the first sign of LeBron being Ole guy, because it's early. He has been playing pretty hard right now. It's been 6, 7, 8 games in. I think the first, when he starts to turn into the hands on the hips and, letting guys go by, if he doesn't say, hey, man, we didn't have it tonight and I got to expect more from LeBron. He's our leader. He's supposed to be setting the tone. If he doesn't do that, I completely agree where guys start going, man, here we go.
Right.
He's seeing that dude standing up, or he's seeing him see the loose ball. He ain't die for it.
You ever see
you got to call that. He has to set the tone.
I like when
Phil
LeBron
Jackson
looks at the other people when his man,
he will find a reason. He will be like, no, remember I said triangle D when we was going to run it. Bruh.
Or he put his hand out like,
come on, you ain't see that? I thought we was going to run with switch. Come on, Bron.
That's your man.
That's why I like when Anthony Davis, guys got to get at him. And I think if J.J. Redick sees that from LeBron, calls LeBron out, because the masterful ones were great at that. Phil Jackson was masterful. I don't care if you Shaq, Kobe, Pippen, Jordan, you can get this smoke.
People want to be coached.
They do.
And if they do something that's right, people do. I don't buy in that they don't want to.
No, absolutely. Think about it. The best players in any sport we talk about, whether it's be your low, but most people's GOAT, Tom Brady, coached hard. Michael Jordan, coached hard. Kobe Bryant, coach hard. You know what I mean? Like, it's usually associated with that. So
I agree. And Rob G, you want to add something to this?
No, it's just a question. So, Rob's idea that J.J. Redick is hired because he's LeBron's guy is not unique to Rob, right? Like, we had former NBA players saying it on their own podcast. Like, look, everyone's going to know that is the message coming from you or is it coming from LeBron? Like, it's one or the other. So, given that, I'm sure J.J. is aware of that narrative. Do you think he should have been more conscious to be like, the first time I go public at one of these guys, either LeBron has to be included or I have to wait until he does something?
See, I think that's the best way to do it. You know what I mean? Even though it's like it's a master plan, but you got to be able to create a situation to where the other players know that this is not going to be LeBron is great and we stink when we lose.
I think JJ, again, we had, I think Mark Medina, a couple people have talked about it. We've had on the show over the last couple weeks. Man, that dude is like hyper intense. Like, dude, you got to relax. Like, how we've had coaches who have had heart issues because they've been just too into it over the last 10 years. It seems like we've seen him have that a lot. He's one of those guys. I'm a little worried for him, and he's that intense. And the reason I bring that up is I do think they know and have already seen probably in film practice and all that, like, anybody can get this smoke. And I think they know that. But it's imperative that at some point, to answer your question, Rob G, he shows it to the public. Like, yo, man, anybody can get the smoke, including LeBron.
So do you think he has to go out of his way to do it, though?
No, because there were situations that he
ain't got to wait too much longer.
Right.
LeBron, the hands on the hips are coming.
Right.
This is the first little bit of the season, Rob. He's energized. He's excited. I got my son playing. I'm trying to set – hey – Bronny's about to be in the G League. This is when LeBron's like, whoo, I thought he was going to never leave. Now I can slack. I was trying to stay, showing my boy this is how it done.
If I'm J.J. Redick, I would have just stood up there and said, hey, LeBron, if you keep playing defense like that, you're going to be in the G League with Bronny.
It's coming. Well, he's gonna say that.
That would have been good.
Yeah. No, because according to you, he wasn't leaving in the G League.
But I'm closer.
No. Meet me in the half.
No, I'm not.
Meet me in half.
Because he ain't.
Meet me in half.
You said that he was going to the G League and you wouldn't see him again until down the road. He coming back.
But he's not gonna play.
No, he coming right back though, and that was my point.
Meet me in the half.
No, I was closer.